So Stephen, we're in the port of Joppa. In the Old Testament and the New Testament, both, it was known as Joppa. This was the beginnings of a settlement where some Jews lived, and they went north of here and started Tel Aviv. But this is the place that, in the Old Testament, this is where Jonah came when God told him to go to Nineveh and send a message to the wicked nation of Nineveh. Instead of doing that, he fled. Well, this is where he came to catch a boat. We'll go to the port in just a minute. But in the New Testament, it was where Simon Peter came, and he was on the housetop of Simon the tanner by the seaside when he got the message to go take the message to Gentiles, to take the gospel to the Gentiles in Caesarea. So from this place, there's two very significant things that happened. One from the Old Testament, one from the New Testament. And both of them had to do with the Gentiles. In the Old Testament, it was Jonah who was told to go to the Gentiles. And he came here to run away. In the New Testament, it was Peter who was told to go to the Gentiles. And he didn't run away, but he did resist. He had an argument with God. 3 times the Lord spoke to him and said, "Rise, Peter, slay and eat." And 3 times Peter said, "Not so, Lord, for nothing unclean or common has ever entered my mouth." Finally, the Lord spoke to him and said, "There's some men waiting at the gate. I want you to go with them, doubting nothing." And so it was from this place that Peter went, knowing he was going to the Gentiles, knowing he was going to share the gospel with Cornelius. And of course, we know that that was the first place where the Gentiles received the Holy Ghost. So we'll go see what is the traditional home of Simon the tanner by the seaside.